Greetings and salutations. This is your girl, Outspoken Diva, and let's have a talk about it, shall we? What are we talking about today? We are going to talk about the web show, The Lesbian Homie. If you are following my Gender Friends series, shout out to that. Um, when we talked about the gay friend or the gay one, I brought up Lesbian Homie then. Well, since then, Lesbian Homie looks like it has ended at least its YouTube run. They're trying to see if they can get funding from, the big wigs. So, yeah, so after 3 seasons, I think we've had the series finale. Which I mean, with the option also to come back later. Yeah, let's talk about the lesbian homie. If you are not familiar with the show, it is by Big Jaw. I will link everything below. So if you want to check it out, I know season 2 is on Tubi, but all 3 seasons are on YouTube for free. You can also pay for the seasons on Moments. Um, when you go on YouTube, there's probably links to that. So because in season 3, it gets a little spicier, and there are things that they can't show on YouTube. So okay. So and that's for a nominal fee. So, but if you want to watch it free, you can watch all the episodes on YouTube. So, like I said, I'll leave the links down below. But the lesbian homie, the summary of it. This probably when I talk about it, it will be spoiler ish. I'm not gonna go too into detail about some things, but you know, we will bring up some things, some minor, not minor things, but some things. But it's about this guy named Bruce. Well, season 1 was about this guy named Bruce, and who was a cis heterosexual man, and this lady named E, who is a cis homosexual woman, and they have the birds and the bees, and yeah, they do birds and bees things, and the shenanigans. This is a comedy. The shenanigans and the fallout because of it. We won't. I won't tell y'all why, how all of this happened, but they do. E goes away, season 2, and enters Reese, who who's a lady who Bruce is attracted to, and she needs him to pose as her boyfriend. Season 3, E comes back, and Bruce has to navigate with and without Ian Reese. And again, the fallout and shenanigans of all of it. So, uh, I'm just get out my handy dandy readers, because I'm 40 plus, so and head nod to Andre Black Nerd Comedy with his to talk about the good, the bad, and the diva of Lesbian Homie by Big Job. The good, Reese. Uh, I don't know how old these characters are supposed to be on this show. I do know the ages. I am fans of some people, you know, from the show before they were even on the show. And so I'm assuming they're supposed to be in their late 20s, early 30s. I hope they are not in their late 30s, early 40s, because Reese, I think when it came to communication and closure and things, I think Reese handled it all of the show the best. She seems to be the most emotionally mature. Now, I'm not saying she got it right all the time, but she's at least the most emotionally mature in dealing with people. And especially season three, Reese seemed to do some things better than others. Okay. Um, each season there's a callback to the previous season. By the time we get down to season three, there's a callback to the other two. There are characters that come back if they just there for a moment, one episode or a scene or something. There's total callback. The ending, I was happy to see someone in the ending because this was someone I was hoping was at least gonna get another shot with Bruce, and I was happy to see that person. There are characters. There's Barry Brewer. He's a comedian. I've been following him since the Who's Got Jokes days. And there's another guy with him. I'm happy to see them. There's a character in real life. Her name is Kirsten Hunt. I think her character's name is Kirsten. On the show, I was happy to see her. There are some characters that are just going to be there all the time. I mean, they're on for all three seasons. Then there's, like I said, there are some characters, minor characters that come back, and we see them from time to time. So, and I'm happy to see them. There's this whole the lesbian homie world that, you're just not dealing with these three characters, of course. The subject of friendship, that is good. Each of the three main characters, all have friends, have their own friends. Now, because it's the lesbian homie, yes, E and Bruce are intertwined. They play ball together. Okay, so they have at least, yeah, they have one friend, one best friend in common. Uh, but then they have their own sets of friends, and you see friendship in this. Also, friendship code comes up a lot in two various ways. Uh, you know, the do you talk to just because you're doing this with them? What can I do this with them too? You have that, and then you also have some sibling situations come up with the friends. So we have friendship code come up a lot, and some people handle it well, some people don't. So yeah, uh, the jokes. The jokes are top tier on this show. The comedy is superb. I love the comedy on this show. It was funny. Now I'm not gonna lie. When I first watched the first three episodes, I thought Lesbian Homo was some straight guy's fever dream until I met some people in my life, and I was like, oh yeah, these things can happen. But that's why all of a sudden then all the jokes were like funny to me. The word stud, not stud as in masculine presenting lesbians, but the word itself stud. There are so many jokes with that, and it is hilarious. They're all funny. It's like, dang, how many stud jokes could there be? Hilarious. Again, you have Big Jai as a comedian himself, so he has some funny lines. There's this guy, I think his name is G Wayne. He plays a guy named Tay. He's funny. Of course, Barry Brewer, I told you, is in there. There are other people who are in. They do skits also. Like there's a character E. She does skits. She's funny. There are other content creators that I am learning. Again, they are funny, and like I said, the comedy is superb. What's supposed to be funny is funny. What's not supposed to be funny, it's not funny. So yeah. The use of psychiatry comes up in this show, season three, um, and I'm happy to see it. The only problem is, how they say the people who go to psychiatry because of the people who don't go to psychiatry, and that hits home. I wish they had kind of discussed that because we'll talk about it in a minute. But there's a character that needed some no, needed a little mental help. Then she need to go. I'm gonna tell you, it's a she. She need to go sit down and talk to somebody. But we'll talk about her. Um, Tomboy versus lesbian. Yeah, tomboy versus lesbian. Season two. there's no, everything is not heavy handed, but you can tell there are things that are defined, well, not defined, but we are learning of season 2 and 3. You start seeing the difference between um lesbian and tomboy. And yeah, we go through that. I, as a cis heterosexual woman who is pretty much, this is the most masculine I am as in my 40s that I've ever been. I'm a girly girl. I've always tried to, was trying to understand what's the difference, and I finally think I can see. Okay, I'm not the only one who sees that there are tomboys and there's lesbians. Okay, masculine presenting lesbians. Okay, all right. Uh, there again, because there is world building going on. There are other couples in there. There's a couple, Nadia and Rob. I love to see their relationship. It goes along with the friendship code thing. But I love to see Nadia and Rob's story. If they break off into what's those things, spinoffs, I hope Nadia and Rob get a spinoff. Plus, we'll at least start seeing, a couple of few other characters in in the in their world, in their story, if they break off into the story building. So yeah, that's a good thing. All right, here we go with the bad. There are all more goods than bad, so Selena and Davion. We meet them season 2. They have a purpose. Season 2, season 3. Toward the end, I was fast forwarding through their storyline. I did not get where at that moment anymore, other than there's a head nod part, there's a little healing part, like, we okay, yeah, we're dude, we okay, that we needed. After that, we did not need to, in my opinion, we did not need to see Selena and Davion anymore. Cause season 2, we were through with them. They were fine. Again, other than the little hey dude, healing point in season 3, I didn't really need to see them anymore. Eh, they didn't really match into. I didn't understand where they matched into the world building of season 3. They were just his own storyline to the side. Okay. Uh, E. I wanted to like E. I mean, she goes all the way back to season 1. Season 1, yeah, E was that was my girl. Yeah, I get it. Okay, I mean, it was all. I mean, female empowerment for E. By the time we get back to season 3, then I tell y'all that character, everybody is, other people are in counseling or in therapy, because but you need to be in therapy too. You need to sit down and either two things. You need to grow up, and you need some counseling. You know, and he proves this theory I have about women who hang out with a lot of men. They're the woman, the girl in the group. They seem to be very selfish and very self centered and narcissist. Yes, he has female friends outside of the guys that she plays ball with, but yeah, you could tell. He also has a sister. It's not like she's the only, she's not the only woman in her world, only lady in her world, but there are things that when she moves through life, she's very selfish and and she's a dirty macker. She dirty macks a few times in the show, and I'm like, ugh, get it together, sweetheart. And there are things from her past she needs to get over. Huh? And I was so happy when the character Reese finally tells her, "Girl, get over it." I like to see when that. But yeah, she got on my nerves. So, um, the communication and understanding in this show. I told y'all Reese did it the best. Uh, but I said the best. I didn't say that she was the only one who got it right. She did it the best because a lot of folks got it wrong. It was time, and it's because the communication and the understanding. eh, Bruce, I wanted to strangle him sometimes. I wanted him to say, "Hey, say exactly the story instead of people running with your story. Tell exactly how your story goes, how everything is going down, so they can have a clear picture." Reese, you can have a clear picture. The only person who understood Reese without Reese actually talking was Nadia. Okay, nobody E's crew communicated and understood. That. Mm-mm. It was a lot of time. Finally, you had to say, okay, this is what happened. I was so happy for people to finally say, this is what is going on. This is what happened in season 3. But 2 seasons, it was like, and that's why all the jokes are so funny because nobody's talking. Yeah, it's like, were you going to tell them so they can stop laughing and stuff at you? Okay. Speaking of communication and understanding, the person who swirls some miscommunication up is Miss Kim. There is a lady named Kim. Named Kim. She ends up involved with Bruce for a small period, and because she did not let Bruce explain some things, communicate, she has a misunderstanding. I will say, I will bring up the word boxer sex. Hope I don't mess, hope y'all ain't, blank, but boxer birds and bees. That goes on, and she takes off with it. I think Kim is the messiest. She never understood. She did not try to understand. All she thought was, well, she was hurt, and it was some foolishness, and yeah, and then it becomes this thing. I did not understand. Somewhere or another, I think Kim should have showed up in season 3, and somebody set her straight, real good, but like I said, she causes confusion. She caused a little confusion, and there's some consequences because like some miscommunication consequences because of that and rumors and stuff. So, okay, the diva. All right, ladies, ladies, ladies. There are some good-looking men in there. Big Jaw, he's a good-looking man. He's married, so he's not on my eye candy list, but that's a good-looking man. Mrs. Big Jaw, you do that. You did that, do it well. Okay. The guy who plays Rob, Reese's brother, he's a nice looking guy. Bear Brewer, he's married also, but he's a good looking guy. The guy who plays Paul the psychiatrist, nice looking guy. He's married. Mrs. Paul, lady, you do that. Trying to think, it was one more person I thought was very nice looking. Uh, I can't remember right now, but there are good looking guys on this show. That's the diva. Okay, so yeah. Girls, girls. I don't mean girly, girly girl. I mean girls, girl. Women who are down for women. I know a lot of times when people say that, they think of feminine girls, girly girl. No, there were lots of women. Um, like most of the women that we see, the main characters and stuff that we'll see a lot are either lesbians or tomboys. And when I tell you, people ride for their friend. I told you, friendship comes up a lot in this. Okay, friendship code might get broke somewhere, but friendship is, and women will nicely check women and get them together, and not in no nasty and catty ways. Okay, and they shout out to the characters Nadia and Kirsten. Nadia's best friends with Reese, and she helps Reese out without ridiculing her and da 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 da. And Kirsten, she is one of the ladies, the lesbians that uh, hangs with, and we see her season 1. She comes back season 3, and she's like, "Hey, you moving kind of messy out here, and I'm here listening about it, but you're not saying that. Hey, I've been checking them out, so we girls, we pull our sisters up, and if you need to be checked, okay, I'm gonna check you. I don't need an audience to do it. I don't need to to bash you in front of everybody. I love to see it. It was a, like I said, being a girl's girl, and again." I'm glad to see it because we get to see it in ways. I'm a girl's girl, so and I'm glad to see that we get to see it in ways. My nose is shiny. I don't know why. Um, we get to see it in ways that the sisterhood. We get to see this in ways that not often shown. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. Eventually, you become Team E, Team Reese, right? I was only 10% Team Reese after a while. Yeah, I was only 10% Team Reese. I was 90% Bruce. Pick yourself, and you know, us people who like, okay, no, no, no. There's always another team. Pick yourself, and I'm glad that eventually someone sees that, now whether he becomes Team E, Team Reese, or Team Pick Yourself, you got to watch the show to find out. So I'm not going to tell you, but yeah. But that is the Lesbian Homie. Again, on YouTube, down in the description box, I will leave all the links. Shout out to Big Jaw, not Big Bruce, Big Jaw for a good show. Y'all, I will continue to support. Like I said, a reason why I even found it is because I saw the clip. The first clip, it was the first episode. Was a clip, and yeah. Oh, also Diva fashions. I forgot to talk about the fashions. Pretty bees like pretty bees. That's a line that E says, and I have to say, when them lesbians put them clothes on, them lesbians put them clothes on. Okay, they look nice. They look real nice. Okay, they look nice. They had some nice outfits, nice dresses and stuff. Uh, stuff. Reese had some nice dresses, so yeah, nice outfits and stuff. So yeah, other than that, yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'll leave everything down below. The links if you want to watch the show. Yeah, so I'm rambling, so go check it out. Like I said, yeah, that's it. So yeah, that was the good and the bad and the diva of how I felt about Lesbian Homie. If you have watched this show, let me know down below in the comments or shoot me an email. That's also in the description box, or on the comments on the social media site that you see this on, except Facebook. Facebook, you lay them down below on YouTube. And other than that, I'm rambling. So guess what? Talking to you in adult terms.